Okay, first thing you're going to want to do is find your FX layer. If you click on it, it'll highlight it. Grab it, drop it on the controller, your animator, so you can record on that controller. Um, you'll want to make a duplicate of your avatar, so you either click duplicate or just Control D. I'll go ahead and turn off my original one. Click back on my second one. So we need an on and off for bool toggles. We're going to do a bool toggle, so do an ears on. I'm going to do this for ears. You can do this for hair. Anything like in your hand, anything that just needs to be on, off, just a simple toggle. So ears on, click record, uncheck, recheck. Now it's on for this animation. Ears off, record, and they're off for this animation. Okay, so if what you're turning on and off has a fizz bone, do this, but if not, just ignore this. This is good for optimization. So since my ears are on my head, I'm going to drop my armature down. Okay, so if you hold control and then left mouse click on things, you can multi-select. Show. You see the fizz bone here. Okay, so when they're off, the fizz bone isn't moving bones around with no mesh turned on. And we'll do the same thing for ears on, except with the fizz bone on. Okay, so now we have an on-off animation. We need to put it in the animator. Whenever time you make a new animation clip, it's going to try to stick it in this first layer. It'll mess stuff up. So either clear this out every time or do like I did and just make right. And you'll just hang on, ignore this part. You'll just right click and just put an empty here with no motion in it, no nothing. And as it has them, they won't just they'll be there, but they won't do anything. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna need a layer for the ears. So we click the plus sign, click the gear icon, turn the weight all the way up. All right, so we'll come down here to the search bar, ears. Ears on, ears off. Okay, so when we load in, this is what entry means. First time it loads, or whenever you first load the avatar, it'll load this clip. So my ears are going to be off by default, and the toggle will turn them on. So we'll need to make a transition, make another transition. Okay, so we need a parameter for it. We're going to go to the parameters. We're making a bool toggle. This has to be spelled the same in case sensitive in the next thing, so remember how you do it. Okay, so we'll go back to our ears layer. Now, unless you want to delay in your toggles, you have to turn off your exit time and your transition duration for both of these. Okay, so this arrow going here means whenever you hit the toggle, it's gonna do this animation. So ears true, so when the toggle is on true, it'll turn them on. Whenever the toggle is false or turned off, it'll go back to the ears off. So, okay, go back to my scene. Okay, so scroll down, find your parameters, add a parameter that matched the one in the animator, and it's a bool toggle. Ears. Okay, what these mean, if you don't check this, it'll just be a local toggle. Nobody will see it except for you, but you want everybody to see it, so synced. And saved means whenever you change between worlds, it'll save whether you had it turned on or off or whenever you log out. Okay, and then we're going to want to make a menu for it. So I'm going to show you how to make a sub menu too. We're going to right click, create, VR chat, avatars, expressions menu. We're going to call this toggles. You have to get your parameters and drop it here on the new menu so it knows what parameters to look at. We'll find our main menu again. I just clicked on that, but to show you again, if you just click on it, it'll take you to it. But anyways, you hit the plus sign, sub menu, name your menu, and then grab your menu you made and drop it in there. So we're going to put our ears toggle in our toggle menu. The plus sign, toggle, name it ears, parameter, ears. Now, whenever we go to our gesture manager, I was just checking something. Whenever we go to our gesture manager, you see our ears are off. That's because for entry, we had them off. Whenever we go to expressions and turn on our ears, they're on. So that's how you do a simple on-off toggle. The next toggle, I like these for whenever I have multiple outfits, multiple hairs, more than two things. If it's just two things that you switch back and forth from, if it's just two outfits, you can make a bool. Use one as you're on, use one as you're off. But anyways, so for this, we're going to go to our animation. Okay, go to our animation. I'm just going to name it outfit 1. Record. Pretend this is just whatever outfit that you added with modular avatar. You'll click the whole root of the outfit. I'm just dropping these down. The whole root of the outfit. Okay, so this will be your entry outfit. I guess I'll call it. I want to turn it off, turn it on. Outfit 1. Okay, so, but for your next two outfits, like outfit 2, you will want this first outfit in the animation to turn off. Outfit 2. And then for outfit 3, we'll record again. Again, we want our first outfit to turn off. This will be our outfit 3. And it's going to show up weird because modular avatar doesn't always show it on the avatar when it's recording. It's fine. Okay, so we'll go back to our animator. We're going to add another layer, call it outfits. Gear icon again, turn the weight all the way up. Okay, so this one's going to be a little different. For our entry, we're just going to want a blank animation with nothing in it. Okay, but we got outfit. Okay, we're going to drag each one of these. Again, I'm going to multi-select with control, left click. Just spread them out, kind of neat. And don't forget, and if you haven't made this empty, every time you add one, make a new animation, it's going to add it to your all parts or your first layer. If you didn't make this, clear it out. This right here saves you this empty new state. Okay, so we're going to make a transition to each outfit. And then go to parameters, plus, and then int for integer. I'm just going to call this outfits. Okay, now like again, I'm going to clear this all out so these toggles are instant and they don't have like a half second or quarter second delayed. It just looks weird to me. I'm going to start up here, look for outfits equals 1. Outfits equals 2. Outfit equals 3. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the root of the avatar, make a parameter that matches the one that we did in the FX layer. Except this time we're gonna name it. We're gonna change it to integer and outfits. Again, make sure these are checked, or it won't save it when you change your relog, or you'll just see it if synced isn't checked. So we'll go back to our main menu. I'll tell you what, we're just gonna make another submenu called outfits. Make another menu, outfits. Oh, I forgot to add the parameters to it. I'm gonna drag it, put it here. We'll go to our outfits menu, make 3 toggles. We'll name it outfit 1, outfit 2, outfit 3. Add the parameters for each one. Now, we'll have to add a number that matches this one in here. So we'll change the value to 2. This one was already right because it's outfit 1. Change that one to 2, and that one to 3. Now, whenever we go to Gesture Manager, outfits, there we go. Now, you can see with this one, when we switch these shoes off, our foot heel is still on. Now, I'm completely aware that modular avatar and stuff makes blend shape syncs. I'm not going to show you how to do that. You'll have to go to their documentation to do it, because honestly, I still do it the old way. So to fix this, okay, so that was outfit 3 that was messing up. We'll record and turn off foot heel for this outfit. So now whenever we do that outfit, it's going to be fixed. That works for any blend shape. Your elbows, your feet. If it's a pair of shoes, you need stuff to turn on and off. I'll show you how to do floats later to fix like this right here, to fix boobs, sizes, or like stuff like that. Even though it looks like this outfit only works with one boob size because it's an older outfit, but okay, so that's how you do an integer toggle. You can do it with, like I said, anything more than 3, or more than 2 rather. Hairs, outfits. Something you can also do is if you want to toggle to turn pieces off within an outfit, you can make a bool to turn off specific pieces. You just can't do more than one. You can only do a toggle for one component, but you can do toggles for things inside the component. So you can make a bool if you just wanted to be able to turn the shoes off with the outfit turned on. Okay. Okay, so you can also do outfit toggles and other toggles with a float. So even though we just did these with integers, for demonstration purposes, I'm just gonna use each one of these inside of the first outfit as a float. So first thing you want to do to make a float is create new clip. We'll just put this as outfit float. I don't know why you would make a toggle to float through your outfit pieces, but like I said, this is just demonstration purposes. We'll record. Okay, so I'm gonna add the first piece. Then we'll click right here to make a new keyframe, move it forward, and we'll turn it off. And then turn off, turn on the next piece. And then we'll add another keyframe. We'll turn that piece off. And we'll tell it to turn on this piece. Then we'll make another keyframe. Tell it to turn this one off. Turn this on, turn this off. So now we got to make another keyframe to tell it to turn this one off. So now we got a little float thingy. So I'm gonna go ahead and find the clip. Find the clip and then look for something called loop time. Uncheck that. We're gonna add a new layer, call it float. Turn it all the way up. And then pull it in, drop it. We'll need to make a parameter like usual. We'll call it float. And then we'll click on this again, look for motion time, click parameter, set it to the parameter you just made. And then we'll go back to the main menu. I'm just going to drop this in the main menu. We'll look for radial puppet. Find the, oh, we forgot to make our parameter. So go back to parameters, float. I just named it float. Go back to our menu. And then for rotation, we'll add float. Forgot to add a name. We'll just call this float. Scene, gesture manager. Now we got a little wheel. It does stuff. You can use this for all sorts of things. Another thing you can do, like if like I'm aware I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes, and I still do it this old way, but I'm aware they make tools like Blend Shape Sync for modular avatar. But like if you're gonna make a boob slider or you're gonna make a slider for something else, this is just kind of handy to know. So I'm just gonna make a slider for the boobs. And so we'll click the body and turn the boobs all the way down so it's in there. Give ourselves a little bit of room to work with. And at 100, we'll just turn it to 100%. You can either type it in or find it on the body. So we'll find the piece of clothes it's onto. Get it in there at 0. Get it at the end at 100. Now it'll move with the clothes. It's not popping over it. Again, you'll want to find the animation clip. You'll do this for all your floats. Otherwise, whenever you hit 100%, it'll go back to 0%. Turn loop time off. Boobs. All the way up. Pop it in there. We'll need to make a parameter. Boobs. Motion time. Boobs. We need to make a parameter on our avatar like usual. Boobs. And you can use this for a number of things. I'll show more of it here in just a minute. So we'll go to our main menu. Add another radial puppet. Boobs. And you would have to do this for each thing, each piece that moves with the boobs or whatever you're moving it with, the waist, the thighs, whatever. Not everything has a blend shape sync. You can probably set it up to work with it, but no tool is completely bulletproof. I still like to do things the old way. So now you see, let me show you what happens if you don't turn your loop time off really quick. You leave your loop time on. This will happen. Whoop, whoop, whoop. See, it resets at the very end. The other thing you do with floats is material swaps. You can do a material swap with a bool if it's just the two materials. Usually you'll use a float for if it's three. I only have two for this outfit, so I'm only going to do two in the float. I've already showed you how to do bools. So to do the material swap, we're going to do mat swap. And then what we'll do, we'll click on our material, it'll highlight it. And then, so like I want the original material at the beginning. That's just my preference. I'm gonna change the material, I'm gonna change it back to the original. That way it made the clip, or it made the keyframe rather. We'll double click here, move it forward, and then we'll drop the new material. And then if we had a third one, which I don't for this because Rindo only has two different materials for that outfit, we just keep doing it. We'd make another keyframe, another keyframe, another keyframe. So now we go to our animator, make a new layer, we'll call it mat swap, turn the weight up, go here, mat swap, drag it in, turn our loop time off, make our parameter. Oh, I messed it up. Click the I, that's right. Okay. Float, mat swap. Go back to our layer. Motion time, mat swap. I'm going to start going a little bit faster now that we've done it a few times. Add a float, mat swap. Go to our main menu. Another radial puppet, mat swap. Change our parameter to mat swap. And you can do this for any material, face, hair, outfit, tail, whatever. Any material. And now when we go to mat swap, here we go. If we had more, it wouldn't do it in the middle, it'd be do it here, here, here. Yeah, that's how you do a mat swap with a float. Another thing that you can do with floats is you can change like the sizes of stuff with bones, and if it has a blend shape like these Rindo ears, like if you start with 0 and go to 100 like I did with the boobs, you can do it that way. If you want to do the bone size thing, we'll just do this with what do we call it? Bone size. We'll record it. Even though the ears have a blend shape for it, I'll just use them as a demonstration. So we'll just slightly change it to, I'm gonna put 99 and then change it back to 1 so it has like the original frame at the beginning. We'll make a keyframe, turn it to the keyframe, and we'll click the ears again, and boom, they're huge. Watch this. So you can change bone sizes with a float too. All we would do is just the same thing we've been doing. We'll bone size, added a parameter. Here, we'll just do bone size for everything so we don't get confused. Okay, so we'll just find our bone size. Is it in here? Yes, it is. Oh, we forgot to turn off the loop time. Turn the loop time off. Okay, well, motion time, bone size. Gotta make our parameter here. Bone size. And then I'm just gonna name it something different in our menu. It doesn't have to match the parameters. Then we'll do bone size. But it does have to match the parameter here. So now when we go to gesture manager. Okay, so this is how you do a hue shift on Liltoon. I'm gonna do it on the hair. We'll go in here. We'll make a hue shift. We'll record. Find your material, or I'm just gonna click on the hair and it'll find it for me. And you'll drop down your main color, look for color adjust. And if you have a mask, it'll only do certain parts of the texture with the hue swap. If you don't add a mask, it'll just do the whole texture. So at the beginning of the hue shift, I'm going to move it forward slightly and then return it to 0. And then I'll make another keyframe, move it forward, find the hair again, and then we'll move it to that. Now see, since we didn't make a mask, it's turning the bells colors too. So if I would have went and, cut the bells out, it wouldn't have done that with it. So we're going to go to our animator, hue shift. I'm going to call it Lil, since I'm going to do Liltoon and Poyomi. Turn it all the way up. Look for hue shift. Turn our loop time off. Drop it in. Make a parameter float. Hue shift Lil. Motion time. Back to our avatar. Parameters. Float. Hue shift. I need to check. Okay, I wanted to check and see what the parameter was named. I couldn't remember. Lil. Okay, so make our menu. Running out of slots, but that's okay. We only have 8. Hue shift. I'm gonna put that there, and then we'll hue shift Lil. Now when we go to gesture manager, our hue shift works. So for Poyomi, it's just a little different. All you do, so yours look like this. You'll check color adjust. You'll click hue shift, and anytime you change one of these in a float, you can change any of these. You can change your emission strength. You can change just about anything that has one of these sliders, but you'll have to right click on it and click animated. So we're going to record 0, move it forward, find the hair again, move it to 1. And that's it. But just the same as Liltoon, except just a couple of different fields. Like I said, you can use it for anything. Your mission strength, your outline size, your anything you feel like you want to do. Anything. Yeah, that's it for Poyomi.